Good morning. We are in Mostar, Bosnia, and we've been here for a few days. We've been putting together like a list of things to do here. These are the things, if you're traveling from Split or Dubrovnik or Sarajevo for a day trip, these are the things you're gonna wanna do. So, do you know what we're doing first?
I think we're doing traditional Bosnian coffee.
She got it. Let's do it. Mostar right now is dead. That's because it's in the morning time. The buses will roll in from Sarajevo, from Split, from Dubrovnik, and it'll get really, really packed here for a few hours. And then in the evenings, it kind of dies down. So if you're thinking about coming to Mostar, you might as well stay a night. We've had our pick of the litter from restaurants in the evenings. It's the best. The place that we're walking to for coffee now is on the other side of the bridge, so that was a little sneak peek of the old bridge before we give you a little bit more information on it.
This kind of works out perfectly because I've been scoping out the best restaurants along the river, and this was definitely on my list, so we get to try it.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Thank you. She always looks so nervous when we get like Turkish coffee. We got Turkish coffee with a couple of our friends that we met in Sarajevo. And now we're getting Bosnian coffee again. All right, show us what you learned, Hannah.
This is redemption time. You stir it first, and then that's when you add your sugar cubes. I'm not gonna do sugar this time. And then you pour a little in.
So this is what it looks like when you have sugar. You'll drop your sugar cube in there. You stir up the coffee. This isn't this little cup's first rodeo of having coffee in it, so. And then the next step, just cover it a little bit, let it sit, let the sugar cube dissolve, and then you pour the rest in, you kind of stir it up a little bit more, and then you try it.
Here come the people.
It's kind of funny because the old town just kind of explodes with life. There's people everywhere all at once pretty much, and all the vendors and all the little stores, all the little shops in the bazaar open up at the same time. So if you come like 30 minutes before everyone shows up, everything's boarded off, everything's closed up, it's silent. But the moment the buses arrive here, it gets chaotic on these streets.
One thing you definitely need to make sure that you have is a good pair of shoes. These cobblestones are kind of jolting out of the ground, and so it makes for a very uneven walking experience.
If you come here to Mostar, you're going to walk through the Old Town or the Old Bazaar. The Old Bazaar has been a centerpiece of Mostar since the 16th century and has no shortage of restaurants, craft stores, and souvenir shops to choose from. The market stretches across both sides of the old bridge, so that's how we're getting from one side of the town to the other.
As we just said, the old bridge behind me connects both of the sides of the old town from one side to the other, stretching across the Neretva River. The bridge had to be rebuilt in 2004 after the Bosnian War and is now protected as one of 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites here in Bosnia.
We spoke a lot about the Bosnian War as well as visited a few museums when we were in Sarajevo, but Mostar sustained a significant amount of damage and destruction as well. On the west side of the old bridge, there's a war photo exhibition containing images taken during the Bosnian War. These offer a glimpse into a very dark side of Mostar's history. It gives perspective on just how far the city's come since the war ended in '95. One bonus tip in relation to this is to keep an eye out for the Don't Forget stones. These stones are set up around the city of Mostar and serve as reminders for people of the devastation that occurred during the war. Behind me is the entrance to the museum, and they have a little movie in there that's €3 each. We can't film in there, unfortunately. There aren't cameras allowed, so take our word for it. Or if you're coming here, I highly suggest just paying the €3. It's super cheap, and you get a glimpse into what happened here, and it makes you appreciate things outside a little bit more. One of the things that shocked me most when we arrived in Bosnia was the huge amount of mosques. The KOSKI MEHMED PASHA Mosque is one of the most recognizable landmarks in the Mostar and is visible across the city. The mosque is beautiful and colorful in its interior, and you can enter through the courtyard and climb the stairs to the top of the minaret for the best views of the city. I thought the staircase in Segovia at the Alcazar was tight, but this is much tighter, much tighter. We're doing this for you guys because this is not my cup of tea. Oh, I'm getting close. This is ridiculous. Why did I do this? This is unquestionably the dumbest thing I've done. Yeah, this is just wildly unsafe. I made it down. Probably the most dangerous thing I've done in a long time. That was not safe. But I did it, it's done, and you have seen the mosque. We're moving on.
Editing this footage is going to be a blast for you.
We're heading back across Stari Most, or the Old Bridge, and we're gonna go to our lunch spot at a place called HINDIN. Just like the cobblestones, walking across the Old Bridge is treacherous in and of itself because it's a little slippery, and there's also like these little steps that aren't really steps.
This was on the list of places that our Airbnb host suggested that we go for traditional Bosnian food, and the prices are very affordable. It's kind of outside of the main bazaar, so it offers a great spot to get away from some of the crowds. As you can tell, we have the view kind of all to ourselves.
Full disclosure, this is our third time coming here since we arrived in Mostar, so we know the cevapi's good, and we wanted to recommend it in case you come here and you're looking for an affordable meal while still sticking to something that's very traditional and very Bosnian. The cevapi you can't go wrong with. I think the best part about this is that the large water, and then us splitting this 10-piece of cevapi, it's gonna cost, what, Hannah, probably $8. That's the best part about HINDIN. It's so affordable and the food is delicious. While the view from the old bridge at the top is really pretty, I prefer seeing the actual bridge from down below on the Neretva River. This spot offers the perfect place to get in the water and cool off because it's extremely hot here in Mostar in July. And it also gives you prime viewing for the bridge jumpers. The bridge jumpers are a bunch of guys who will jump off the bridge after a certain amount of tips have been collected by the tourists visiting here. This is about an 80-foot drop, so it's no small leap by any means, which is why they take it so seriously. If you're in Mostar and you want to do it, then you have to complete a short jumping course with the professionals over the platforms next to the river. Once you've gone through that, then you can jump off the bridge yourself. It costs 30 euros in order to jump, but I'm pretty sure that's worth it for a lot of the adrenaline junkies out there.
Are you gonna do it?
No, I've already climbed that minaret. That was the most dangerous thing you can do here in Mostar, without question, it has to be. If the old bridge here in Mostar is not enough to quench your lust or thirst for bridges, then don't worry because we have another one to show you. Nearby is the Crooked Bridge. This smaller version was built 8 years prior to the old bridge and is believed to have been a trial bridge of sorts before building the bigger, more famous version over the Neretva River. Surprisingly, this small little bridge survived the war relatively unscathed, but was destroyed in 2001 due to intense flooding. But thankfully it was rebuilt after. And just like that, you're back in the crowds in Old Town. Crowds have picked up considerably. We're gonna get cleaned up and we're gonna show you a few more things here that you wanna see in Mostar, especially if you're staying over the night. See you in a second.
And we're back.
So fast.
We're headed to a place for dinner that we've passed by a few times and was also on our list of recommendations from our Airbnb host. There are traditional mannequins outside that I think have spooked us each time that we've walked by, but I'm really excited to try the food here because it's been packed every single day and night. I watched a few videos on different Bosnian cuisine, and I went a little off-brand for me tonight. Usually I'm a big fan of like the meat and vegetable platter where I can just kind of mix it all together, and I went vegetarian tonight. It's traditional green noodles with cheese and butter, so I figured it can't be bad.
Normally, she takes some of my food just because she likes to eat things that I get without getting them as her meal, but I'm actually going to really need her on this because this is a ridiculous amount of food. But that's what you get here, 10 euros for all of this meat platter.
It did not disappoint, and it was so good. You couldn't finish it all.
Yeah, couldn't come close.
This seems to be a common occurrence, and the sun is still not set when we're done with dinner. It's about 8:30, so we're going to kill some time, walk around, see the sights, and wait for it to get dark.
One of the best things that you can do here in Mostar if you have time is to come and explore the old town at night. There's so many things to see even under the lights, but obviously the main attraction is the bridge.
In a few days, we're going to be taking a bus to Dubrovnik, Croatia, and we can't wait to take you along. We'll see you soon.
Hey! Oh, that one for us.
I'm gonna mix it up and just let it kind of coagulate.
Ew.
It's crazy tight, treacherous, and dangerous, Minaret. Let's just call it what it is. Oh man, how did I get myself in this situation? I can't even stand up.
A little bit windy today.
The bread is nice and warm. The onions are for Trey.
Onions are not for Trey. The crowds have... Wow, what a laugh. Holy smokes, that was a loud laugh.
Thankfully, though, I do have a safety net because Trey ordered the mixed meat plate, so I won't go hungry.
Do you see this?